Thank you, John. So I was asked once, why are we doing this at a Chamber of Readers? You know, the State of the City we do every year, but isn't it more of a political talk than a chamber discussion? The answer is, no, it really is. This has nothing to do with politics. Probably about 80% of what I'm going to talk about today is going to be about business and what we do to improve the livability of Woodburn. And that is so much what John and the Chamber does. So I'm honored to be here as part of the Chamber. Like a lot of you, I've grown up in Woodburn, spent my life in Woodburn, committed to Woodburn. Cheryl and I, my wife is over here. Raise your hand, dear. Cheryl and I got married here in Woodburn. We raised our son Sean here in Woodburn. So it's a place that you get a good quality of life. You know, we have a good school district, and we ran businesses here in Woodburn. So we've been very happy here. We provide a safe community in Woodburn, which is the primary objective of your city council. Your city council and city staff represents decades of community service here in Woodburn. As a team, we're focused on building a more economically sustainable community, preserving the quality of life, increasing access to services, building our community, providing housing, and honoring the distinctive cultural assets that make Woodburn unique. In this time of uncertainty, I'm pleased to report that the state of our city remains strong, and that Woodburn's future remains bright as unprecedented investments in housing, infrastructure, and job creation continues to build a stronger foundation for current and future generations. Years of sound financial planning have better positioned the city for economic uncertainty. And your city council's decades-long focus on building a future for our community continues to produce tangible results. There's over 240 years of life experience from our city council, years that we've all lived here in Woodburn, and we're giving that back. About 2 or 3 months ago, our council met and we spent a day and a half meeting with city staff, going over the future of Woodburn, what the staff is working on, their priorities, and then we came up, at the end of that, we came up with our city goals, which I want to share now on what we currently are working on. This is what your council came up with. Number 1, develop and implement a strategy to improve traffic safety and reduce neighborhood speeding. Number 2, improve rail safety. 3, initiate the Young Street Affordable Housing Project. 4, update the city charter. City charter hasn't been updated since 1982. So all of these goals we currently are working on. So nothing is out of the question here, but it shows what we care about the future of Woodburn and the livability of Woodburn. So I'd like to introduce our city council. Ward 1 is represented by Lila Bourgeois, who Lila is working this morning and couldn't make it. Ward 2, Mark Wilk, who Mark is over here. Mark's ward is the southeastern part of the city. Ward 3 is Jen Cantu. Jen represents the central and northern part of the city. Ward 4, Sharon Shaw. Sharon represents kind of the northwest part of the community. And then Ward 5 is Mary Beth Cornwell over here. Mary Beth represents the southern part, the central part of Woodburn. And then one of our newest councilors is Alma Grijalva, who represents the northeast part of the city. So this is a very good, fun council to work with and work together. We don't always agree, but there's no chaos. We get along. And so I'm very proud to have this council representing Woodburn today. So, moving on, immigration is a concern. No other community in Oregon embodies the American dream, a melting pot of cultures and languages, quite like Woodburn. Woodburn is a young, family-oriented community full of good people who value hard work and enjoy a good quality of life. Whether you've just arrived in Woodburn or a fifth-generation community member, everyone here contributes to our economy, pays taxes, can raise their family in our dynamic and peaceful community. This is why I'm proud to announce a new city-sponsored video series titled Woodburn, the American Dream. This production will highlight the businesses and people that have built a better life in Woodburn and made a positive difference in our community. The first video will feature the Diaz family and their new La Morenita tortilla factory that's opening up soon on the highway. They're moving from downtown Woodburn off 2nd Street, leaving their retail store downtown, they're moving production out to the highway. When I see Woodburn's immigrant community, I see echoes of the past, when my family, like many of us in this room, arrived in America from other countries. In my case, Ireland. America paved a way for my family, and in Woodburn, we'll honor that tradition, paving a way for those seeking to better their life and become part of our community. We will also pay it forward. Based on experience, we know fear is corrosive, real or perceived. It increases rates of crime, negatively impacts our local economy, and drives a wedge between local government programs and the people that we serve. Earlier this year, our city council applauded Chief Milliken and our city manager Derrickson when they reassured our community that the city of Woodburn would uphold Oregon's sanctuary promise, that our community members are safe to report crimes and access local services without fear. One reason I ran for mayor was to ensure that Woodburn remains a place where everyone is welcome and wanted, and people can be successful. I want to emphasize to everyone here today that your city remains committed to this value. So, what's going on with economic development? In case you haven't noticed, there's been a great deal of economic development activity this past year, and we're expecting even more exciting opportunities to come our way in 25. One of the most effective ways that we stay connected with our traded sector businesses is by hosting quarterly industrial business roundtables, which provides business and community leaders the chance to provide updates, share resources, and discuss opportunities and concerns. To support businesses in Woodburn and the region, the city has partnered with neighboring North Marion cities and resource providers to provide a multitude of opportunities, including a biannual business resource fairs. We have quarterly breakout sessions and ongoing programs and activities within the community. We've also developed a one-stop website that provides businesses with access to service programs and resources available to them. Additionally, through our Business Boost program, we have assisted 42 regional businesses in completing comprehensive assessments of their business and have provided direct services to address their needs. These highlighted efforts with the Regional Business Program recently received a prestigious Regional Cooperative Project Award from the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments. We have had support. We have partnered with Business Oregon, WorkSource Oregon, and Chemeketa. That award is in our new trophy case that wasn't here last year, so you can see we're filling that up with all the recognition that we're getting from outside organizations. These highlighted efforts with the Regional Business Program, this reward recognizes the partnership Woodburn has with local governments within the region to develop this initiative of enhancing intergovernmental cooperation and business development. And our partnership with the Woodburn Chamber of Commerce has never been stronger. I want to recognize the leadership of John Zorbers and his Chamber Board of Directors for all the work that they have done in partnering with the city. Thank you, John. We also have had good partners in Marion County with the county commissioners supporting our efforts. Tourism has also been a successful program for Woodburn as we continue to lead the efforts of a regional tourism program. Connecting with tourism-facing businesses in the North Marion County region has provided an opportunity to feature many of Woodburn's destinations, our restaurants, and our events. I'd also like to talk about the city's ongoing commitment to urban renewal. Urban renewal is a funding tool which the city leverages to revitalize underutilized areas and properties and stimulate economic opportunities. Our urban renewal program continues to enhance properties within its district, offering assistance with building restoration and renovative projects, maintaining the beautification of downtown, providing public art opportunities to Woodburn's community members. Urban renewal has been benefiting Woodburn for over 20 years. So the tourism I talked about, business opportunities, the resource, and the quarterly meetings, urban renewal, all these are run by our economic developer, Jamie Junk. Jamie, raise your hand. Jamie, come in here for a minute. Jamie has a great team that supports her and does so much for the development and improving the livability of Woodburn. Jamie, thank you so much. She oversees the Public Art and Mural Committee, which has done so much and is such kind of a hidden resource here in the city. We use urban renewal money, and John, that's something someday have Jamie and the Art Committee tell you they could easily talk for 20, 30 minutes on the projects that have gone on around Woodburn. Just a couple nights ago, we dedicated a sculpture out at the fire department. Their district has now about an 8-foot high flames and some water outside their patio. So really beautiful piece. There's a project going on. We're partnering with the school district. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll tell you this fall it's going to be an amazing, beautiful art project that everyone will see along with the school district. A large mural going behind the food bank. So there's so much that we're doing above and beyond that comes from the city, comes from Jamie's team and a lot of other volunteers that are here today that will be part of that. So thank you all for that. Your city continues. Our urban renewal program continues to enhance properties within its district. Oh, I already covered that, I'm sorry. Your city continues to serve the business community and create opportunities for high quality jobs, investment, prosperity. I can certainly tell you that Woodburn is viewed as a community that is open to business and a great place to invest. In terms of future development opportunities, just stay tuned. There are exciting things coming our way. And I want to recognize and thank PGE for their many years of support and partnering in our economic development and helping to make Woodburn a desired destination. I'm not sure if we have anyone from PGE here, but I know that thank you so much for coming. We appreciate all that you do for our city. So, are we being also involved in community services? In 2024, our community service department, encompassing the Aquatic Center, the library, Parks and Recreation, and our nonprofit partnerships, achieved notable successes. Last year, the city completed enhancements to the Centennial Dog Park, which now features improved irrigation, a park shelter, drinking fountains for both owners and their dogs, canine play structures, solar lighting, and walking trails. Without question, this is one of the most attended parks in the city. And something not just for dog exercise, a lot of their dog owners get good exercise at that. It's a very large, beautiful park. Additionally, we're eagerly anticipating the development and completion of Boone's Crossing Park. Boone's Crossing Park is a 3-acre area that will include a playground, walking paths, a picnic shelter, and much more. This is supported by a $700,000 grant from Oregon State Parks. Boone's Crossing Parks is south of Woodburn, just south of the railroad track from Settlemyre to Boone's Ferry on the left-hand side. So it's development that's been going on for years, but we're in the final stages of that part. As the Woodburn community continues to grow, the demand for nonprofit wraparound services has also increased. Many of these essential services are available at the Family Resource Center on Highway 214, which houses organizations such as Love Inc., Center for Hope and Safety, Interface Network, Options Counseling, and Safety Compass. This coming June, we'll also welcome Bridgeway Community Health, which will provide outpatient drug and alcohol services 5 days a week, supported in part by the city's allocation of funds from the National Opioid Settlement. We have a successful partnership with Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency, which has managed our overnight shelter. They provide meals and services to approximately 35 people a night. Partnering with and using the building of Church of Christ, which is located on Howard Castle. I want to thank the congregation, Church of Christ, and the leadership team of Community Action, which I believe is just beginning to help serve Woodburn. Well, last year, our community voted down a $40 million bond to construct a new community center. The City Council determined it was prudent to move forward with a project utilizing the funding that we have on hand. The funding compromise is comprised of a $15 million state grant for lottery money and a $5 million local match. Over the last few years, at least 3 times, our city staff had to convince different state agencies that our need for that $15 million, some state agencies tried to take away. But it shows the leadership, the prudence that our staff has, from Jim to Jesse to Scott. Thank you guys for getting that for us. Consequently, your city will move forward with the renovation of their aquatic center that will still include the addition of a large community meeting and event space. It'll have a commercial kitchen and fitness facilities. It'll hold up to about 250 people in there, something that Woodburn drastically needs. Also, the repairs and upgrades to the existing swimming pool will bring new life to our aquatic center for the next generation. And in coordination with the timing of the aquatic center improvements, the city will also be making an investment to enhance and update Settlemyre Park through both private donations and grant funding, which we just received a $38,000 from the Trailblazers Foundation and Moda Center, and other city resources. The city will continue its efforts to invest in our youth and all those who seek a space to explore, learn, compete, and play. Finally, it would be remiss of me to overlook our cherished Fiesta Mexicana event. Last year, it attracted an impressive 23,500 attendees over the weekend. That was even in the face of a lightning storm that shut us off Saturday afternoon. The Fiesta Mexicana was honored recently with the Oregon Festival and Events Association Impact Award, which recognizes events that have made a significant cultural or financial contribution to their communities. This award is especially pertinent for festivals and events that celebrate specific cultures, ethnicities, or heritages. And speaking of the Fiesta, I'm honored to announce that our 2025 Mexicana Fiesta Grand Marshal this year is going to be Reina Lopez, who is the president and executive director of CUNE. So I'm sorry Reina could not make it today, but we will be recognizing Reina, and very honored that she can be our Grand Marshal. A little bit about her: she's the proud daughter of immigrants from Mexico. She graduated from Willamette University with a BA in political science. She's been recognized for her work throughout the state, receiving the Immigrant Award from the American Association of Immigration Lawyers of Oregon, Willamette University's Young Alumni of the Year Award, Portland Business Journal's 40 Under 40 Award, Young Visionary of the Year Awards from Ecumenical Ministries, Housing Oregon's Gretchen Kafori Award, and the Latino Leadership Award from Adelante Morales, and also the Ray Espana Aguilar Award from Latino Network. She's got to have quite a trophy case. It's got to be bigger than ours. Throughout Reina's tenure at PCUNE, she has led the organization through some of its historic victories, including access to driver's licenses for all Oregonians, farm worker overtime, heat and smoke protection for outdoor workers, and the Oregon Worker Relief Fund. So well deserved, and she will represent Woodburn well as our Grand Marshal. So the question is, are we going to continue to see growth? In 2024, the city continued to see significantly high levels of development of all types. From housing to commercial and industrial development, Woodburn continues to be a place where families want to live and businesses can grow. New residential planned communities are under construction at the north end of town, which includes Macadam at Tukwila and Dove Landing. And in the southwest part of town, we have the Allison Way Apartments, Lowry Estates, and Brighton Point subdivisions have all broken ground. And we have the final units in the last phase of Smith Creek's planned unit development approaching completion. Additionally, construction is underway on 2 senior adult care facilities. One is a reuse of the old historic City Hall building downtown, which has sat vacant for decades. And the other is an expansion of the current Hartwood Place care facility located on Boones Ferry. In total, last year, the city issued permits for 468 dwelling units. The majority of these were single-family housing. This represents a slight increase over the previous year and remains well above the city's historic average. However, in 2025, the city expects to issue up to 600 building permits for new housing. Not only does the city care about sustainable home development, but we are also working towards increasing the availability of affordable housing as well. This past year, the city purchased property along Yonge Street with plans for a 98-unit affordable housing project in collaboration with the FHDC. It is our hope to have this project moving forward by the end of this year. This facility will have some transitional housing, but mostly FHDC provides affordable housing for the workforce. Commercially, we have a new Chick-fil-A and a Taco Bell restaurants that have opened. La Morenita Tortilla Factory opened its construction and will soon celebrate with a ribbon cutting. Salud Medical Center expansion is going on as well as a new Legacy Medical Imaging facility, which are both continuing construction. We have a new 3-story United Credit Union that's broken ground, and we have several restaurants and stores that have opened up in downtown. The city also reviewed and granted approvals for the 2 new service stations along RE 211 and RE 214. We have significant new industrial operations and some expansions of existing businesses that have started as well. We have 150,000 square foot Cobalt development on Commerce Way, which was approved and started their site grading. We have expansions of our existing Woodburn businesses, such as Fleet Sales, Grading Pacific, and Townsend Farms Food. This will be completed soon. We have 108,000 square foot Do It Best expansion that was finalized. And of course, a 3.8 million square foot Amazon facility has completed the last phases of interior improvements and is expected to open its doors in a couple of months. The spec development team completed their public improvements in advance of the 500,000 square foot building that they extended Evergreen Road from its current terminus at Sweetwater Avenue down to Parr Road. And this will be open to the public very soon. So with this historic level of growth that we're seeing in Woodburn today, I want to assure you that I stand with our city council to both meet our city's challenges head on and also champion our opportunities. The city is close to beginning significant street improvements along the Evergreen Road and Stacy Allison Way corridors to help support traffic as the city grows to the southwest. On the regulatory side, the city made modifications to city codes to encourage the development of food cart pods in commercial districts that will be more presentable in appearance and safer for the public. At your city council meeting just last Monday night, we reviewed the plans for an 18-unit food cart pod, which will have over 100 parking spaces, complete amenities, along with 2 large covered seating eating areas. This will be located behind Safeway in the near future. Additionally, the city implemented a new electronic building permitting system that will allow for paperless submittal and review of all building permits. This is expected to reduce human errors, increase efficiency, and result in cost and time savings for the city and applicants. And I'm pleased to announce that the city will finalize its second urban growth boundary expansion in just 8 years. Just in 8 years, we're able to increase our boundaries again. This new boundary will be finalized by early summer and will add approximately 237 acres of shovel-ready industrial property, which is aimed at creating new jobs and attracting private capital investment. This initiative will support continued employment growth, additional transportation improvements, and contribute to a financially sustainable general fund. So like I stated earlier, public safety is our primary concern. I firmly believe that with the highly trained and professional first responders that we have here in Woodburn, that we're living in a very safe community. We have an excellent growing fire district. We have a very good ambulance service that we never hear any complaints about. But right now, I want to recognize our longtime employee and current acting chief of police, Jason Milliken, for his years of service to Woodburn and the police department. Jason. The city has been adding new police officer positions as the community grows, including a proposed 3rd school resource officer in next year's budget. The Woodburn Police Department currently has 50 full-time employees, which 41 of them are sworn officers, and then 9 support staff. However, filling all these positions has been challenging. There are currently 7 vacant police officer positions, where it can take a full year to get a new recruit fully trained and ready for service. Our police officers are very busy. Last year, the police department responded to 14,623 calls for service that included 661 person crimes and 1,316 property crimes. Officers made 1,212 arrests from those stops in 2024. To the extent that the city has the resources and ability to both maintain and fill our police officer positions, we remain committed to that goal. Additionally, as part of that commitment, the city regularly seeks supportive grant program funding, opportunities to deploy new crime prevention technologies, and advanced training opportunities for all our officers. In the fall of 2024, the department secured a grant to fund a full-time DUII enforcement officer. The sole purpose of this position is to detect and apprehend drivers who are driving above the legal limit. Last year, 192 arrests were made for driving under the influence here in Woodburn. As our community grows, traffic safety is a primary mission. Officers responded to 289 non-injury crashes and 70 injury crashes in 24. Additionally, during the fiscal year 24-25, the department responded to 2 traffic-related pedestrian fatalities, both of which were deemed criminal in nature. Traffic and rail safety have both been designated as high priority efforts. The city is currently making improvements on publicly owned property along the rail line and ramping up community education in an effort to prevent future train fatalities. This should not just be coming from community education or school education, but we need all community members. We need all parents. Instruct our kids. Do not walk on the railroad. Stay away from that. Be safe. The City Council and City represents decades of community service here in Woodburn. It is shown in the growth and the improved livability that has brought in excellent economic development and jobs for our community members. When my family moved here to Woodburn at that time in 1960 was a farm community with a little over 3,000 people, 3,000 community members. And as we grew, we became more of a bedroom community of Portland, with most community members traveling out of the city for employment. Today, we're over 30,000 strong, and it's pretty equal, the number of people leaving Woodburn in the morning as those coming to Woodburn to work. As mayor, I am privileged to work with our dedicated and professional staff. We are truly focused on serving the best interests of our community. We are blessed to have top-notch professionals, from those repairing our streets to those who make the water flow out of our taps, to the Woodburn Police Department, who work 24 hours a day to keep our community safe. And our city leadership is well respected statewide. City Manager Scott Derrickson, our Assistant City Manager Jim Rao, City Attorney Mackenzie Granum, Executive Legal Assistant Brenda Bravo, our City Recorder Heather Pearson, and the entire management team are seen as some of the best leaders in Oregon. And with our relationships with our collective bargaining units, AFSCME, the Woodburn Police Association, and newly formed Sergeants Unit are excellent, as is our partnership with the Woodburn School District and the Fire District. Our community is well served by these organizations. If you work for the city right now, please raise your hand. Let's have a round of applause for those that are giving back to you. These are the people that have helped make our city successful. Nor can I speak enough about our volunteer city council, our boards and our committees, and the difference they're making in Woodburn. I just can't thank everyone enough for the hard work and success Woodburn is having. Also, if you're a volunteer and a volunteer to the community, also raise your hand. Let's see all of you that are giving back and making Woodburn a better place. I know there's a lot of everyone in here. So, as our future looks bright, I'm optimistic that we'll continue to take advantage of our opportunities, that we'll develop to improve and maximize the livability of Woodburn. So on my behalf, on behalf of the Woodburn community, thank you. Thank you all for everything you do for our city. So,